It is time for another theme park coasting top 10 video where we count down the top 10 rise attractions at theme parks all around the world. So join me today as we count down the top 10 rides at Universal Studios Orlando. Starting off at number 10, we have Woody Woodpecker's Nuthouse Coaster, and no matter whether you are older or younger, you will have an impeccable time. Ding ding. As you can probably guess by the name, this attraction is themed towards the most famous woodpecker, and therefore before you even head onto the ride itself, you will be blown away with all of the nutty theming, including my favourite part, the front of the vehicle. The ride experience itself definitely does not disappoint either, with its few bank turns, airtime hills and helix, making it both very fun for the whole family, as well as not being too much of a headbanger. Have you got a need for speed? Well, if so, you will love our number 9 position, Fast and Furious Supercharged, as even though you do not actually race around the streets, it sure feels like it. For me, however, as much as this ride is great, with it only being a tram tour style ride like Kong, what puts it at number 9 is the overall experience. From the moment that you enter into the warehouse, you'll be able to play the inline game, followed by a total of 2 pre-shows, really building up the excitement for the ride. And due to this being an attraction that can build up some pretty long queues during the day, it is so awesome to have all of this going on. For our number 8 spot, we have Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, the most bananas ride at the park. Now for starters, I wouldn't forgive myself if I did not mention the pre-show, as like Fast and Furious, this is despicably creative and extremely funny sometimes. This just continues throughout the ride though, with you becoming a minion and heading around everything from a minion rush map to a super villain laboratory to even a theme park, all while your car is moving in every direction imaginable. A quick tip from us though is to get to the front, as due to there only being one screen, if you are at the front it will be 10 times better than if you are behind a bunch of people. Nevertheless, this has grew on me over time. Okay, that was awful. Get your laser guns ready, as there has been an epidemic of aliens in New York, and it is up to you, with help of course from the agents, to save the day on our number 7 spot, Men in Black Alien Attack. This is the park's laser gun game, so already it deserves a spot on the list. However, this is no normal laser gun game, it is a Men in Black themed laser gun game. You will start off with your MIB training before heading into the city, where you will shoot your way through the aliens as you try to get your highest score in the group. What I absolutely love about this ride though is that it is not completely screen based like many of the other attractions at the park, and for that reason it definitely deserves to be at number 7. Who here wants to head into E.T.'s home? Well, if you said yes, then you are in luck, as at number 6 we have E.T.'s Adventure. Now, as you can probably see, this is one of the weirdest ride systems that has ever been invented, as you are not sitting on a roller coaster car but a bike, and even though some people find it a bit annoying, in my eyes it personally adds to the experience. On your magical bike journey, you will begin with flying through the forest past many police cars and scientists like on the movie. But what is so cool is that after this very Peter Pan flight style scene, you will enter into E.T.'s home and see all of the wild landscapes, other alien creatures and obviously E.T. himself. So what are you waiting for? Let's get on to E.T.'s Adventure. Top 5. Woo woo. And coming in for this spot we have the Simpsons Ride, and even though I was not a big fan of the one in Universal Hollywood, this one is so much better. Personally, I don't know whether it was due to the fact that this is an entire themed land, or it's just that maybe the ride system is better. But no matter what it is, whether you love these yellow icons or not, the Simpsons Ride is a must do. In a nutshell, your car will move like on a simulator, so if you do suffer from motion sickness similar to Despicable Me, I would recommend not doing this ride. Although if not, with its giant screen projecting a really fun storyline around a theme park and of course The Simpsons, I wouldn't imagine a trip without a ride with The Simpsons. We are going to transform from the number 5 position to number 4, and let's just ignore that horrendous pun as we have Transformers the ride. For anyone who does not know, I have never actually seen a Transformers film before, and with it still being at number 4, I think that does tell you something. On this 3D trackless dark ride, you will join Optimus Prime and the other Transformers with a mission to stop the evil Decepticons from ruling the Earth. Do not worry though, you do not need to be a Transformer, as your nest vehicle will bounce, rotate and go everywhere to keep you within the action. The question is though, will you save the day or back down to the Megatron and his crew? Here we enter the top 3 rides at the park, and taking this spot we have Revenge of the Mummy. At the moment this ride is going through a huge refurbishment, so when it does open this late summer it could be miles better, but currently it is comfortable at this spot. For anyone not knowing what this ride is though, it is one of the 4 coasters currently located at the park and provides an intense, fun and a little bit creepy experience. I know many of you cannot see a lot from the POV, but basically after the pre-show section on the ride, you will launch forwards, backwards and head around lots of special screens and effects, making even the biggest thrill seeker let out a little scream. Between number 2 and number 1, it was tough. However, taking the number 2 position, we have decided to put Escape from Gringotts at this spot. Located inside of Diagon Alley, I don't know about you, but I would ride this anyway. And if I was going to talk about every good aspect from the queue to the ride to even getting off, we would be here all day. So here are my favourite parts. Firstly, the build up to the ride is just magical, and for any Harry Potter fan out there, this is a moment where you'll be crying with happiness. The ride is no different though, as despite the layout not being too intense, with all of the screens, props, storyline and so much more throughout, words literally cannot describe how fun this ride is. So for this ride alone, get yourself down to the park and head on this incredibly unique Harry Potter attraction. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and even though you may be thinking, how can a ride be better than Gringotts Bank? Well, in our opinion, Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit sure is. Now don't get me wrong, I know the theming is not as great, but the ride is so good, and there are some parts which just pushes it above our number 2. Standing at a total of 51 meters from the second that you leave the station and head up that vertical lift hill, you know that you will be in for a treat. This is then followed by a non-inverting loop, some pretty cool bank turns and a lot, and I mean a lot of brakes at a speed of 65 miles per hour. Nevertheless, the reason why it is at number 1 is because Jimmy Fallon rode it. Just joking, but it is actually the onboard audio, as when you begin to ride you can choose what song to play throughout, and as you are racing around jamming to those fun tunes, you'll be going, oh my god, this ride is so cool. That is it from our top 10 video today. Obviously you all have your own opinions and we would love to see them in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, at the top we have got 2 videos that we know you will love, and at the bottom there is our Patreon page as well as a subscribe button. But with all that said, there is only one thing left to say. My name is Tom Derrick from Theme Park Coastin, and I will see you for the next video. Goodbye.